Back to another chapter from 12 Rules for Life. Today I'm going to go over Rule 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. And this might be the most important lesson because I feel like all of us want to make progress. All of us want our life to just be a little bit better. But oftentimes we get discouraged because, especially nowadays, you go on social media, you see someone half your age making 10 times the money you could even imagine, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? What is wrong with me? Why can't I do these things? And the sad reality is, like, unless you're Michael Jordan, unless you're Kobe Bryant, unless you're, Thomas Edison, whatever your field is, unless you're the top of the top, like, there's someone better than you. And if you're at the top, there's someone hungry for that position that's going to pass you in a matter of years. And we just need to focus on ourselves. We need to understand that the things we're doing for ourselves every single day are moving us forward, and that is enough. All you need to do is be a little bit better than yesterday, and that is enough. And this is something I wish I knew so much earlier because, when I first started trying to change my life, I would look at myself in the mirror, and then I'd look at, the people around me. I'd look at celebrities. I'd look at people that I saw on TV and the news and this and that, and I'd be like, these people all have it together. What is wrong with me? Why am I not happy? Why am I not in shape? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? And I was asking myself all these questions, and instead of actually doing the work, I was getting discouraged. I was in my own head. I was saying, you'll never be this. You're too tall to have muscle. You're losing your hair and you're only 20. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, there were all these things that were going on in my mind, and instead of taking the time to put in the work for myself and incrementally build myself up, I was so discouraged and I was so heartbroken, and I was just in constant comparison with others. And this is the exact wrong thing to do. I'm not saying that there's no room for competition. There's no room for you to look at others and be inspired and be like, this person did this, so why don't I do this? Like, there is some benefit to that, but at the same time, I want you to understand that the only progress that matters is the progress that you made today. The things that you did today to move yourself in a forward direction, to move yourself in a positive direction, to start that snowball effect of one habit today becomes 2 tomorrow, becomes 3 the next day, and then, you know what, next thing you know, you're the most disciplined person and you're on that path to your dreams. And it's so frustrating that we don't think about it this way, but it makes so much sense because our brain wants to take the easiest path. Our brain wants to conserve energy. Our brain wants us to stay safe. So it's going to tell us, you'll never be as good as that person. You'll never be Mozart. You'll never be Beethoven. You'll never do this because you don't have that talent. But the thing is, like, your story isn't written yet. The destiny you have is not set in stone. You have the ability to change it, and it all starts with a little bit of action today. And it could be something so simple as making your bed. I say this because I'm going over Jordan Peterson's book, but it could be something so easy as making your bed, cleaning your room, doing your chores around the house, actually eating a little bit healthier food today, like going to the gym. Even if you step 1 foot in the gym and walk out, that is still more than you did yesterday if you didn't go to the gym yesterday. And it's all about building upon yesterday, building upon the things you did, building upon that one action that you took today, and then turning that into a bigger action the next day, and then snowballing that. Like, you need to start thinking of your life as compounding interest. If you're a young man, if you're a young person in general, my audience is 95% men, so I say young men, but this is for anybody. If you treat your life like compounding interest, any sort of effort you put into yourself today is going to be worth 100 times that in the future. And what I mean by this is, if you read a book today, let's say you pick up this book, read it in entirety today, that is information you can pull from for the next 50 years. As long as you don't have Alzheimer's and forget it, and that we'll ignore that. I ruined my own example. But as long as you don't forget it, we'll use that caveat. But as long as you don't forget the information and you continue to pull from it, like, that book you read is more valuable than any investment you can make. That book you read is more valuable than anything anybody could ever give you, because that's knowledge you're pulling from. That's knowledge you're applying. That's knowledge you're building upon. That's knowledge that you're applying to your experiences, and then you're learning even more. Like, we need to start thinking of our lives in this way, and we need to start comparing ourselves to who we were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. And I think this is a tremendous message. This book is full of them. I'll leave a link in the description to this book, but that's one of the reasons why I like this book, because All I have to do is read the title of the chapter and you gain something. Let alone read the entire 30 pages that follow, where he goes into ancient philosophy and ancient religion and how Carl Jung applied this theory in some, like, it's a great mix of different ideas. And I think if you're new to the self-improvement section, or even if you like don't read that much, or you never read something like this, like, I think this is a great book to get started on. And I think this is a great book even if you've read a lot, because it ties together a lot of ideas tremendously, and it makes them, the way he weaves these ideas together makes so much sense. And it's like he's really saying something. So I really suggest picking up this book if you haven't read it already. Again, I'll leave the link in the description. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. And also, I feel like I need to start doing this because it's not that I'm running out of books to suggest, but the books I've been reading recently, like, they're so niche, I'm not going to talk about them. Like, I'm reading a book right now on trust. So if you want me to talk about a book, if you want me to break down sections, or if you think it would really do good for the channel, like, let me know books to recommend. Let me know books to read so that I can start reviewing them with you guys, because it's not that I'm in a funk right now, but like, my interests are so all over the place right now that it's like, these aren't things I can bring to you guys because I can barely comprehend them. You might be able to, but I can't even begin to explain them. So that's why I've been really just going over other books recently. But yeah, let me know in the comments anything you think I should review. Let me know, feedback on the channel, how you think it's going so far, this, that. Like, I'm always open. I'm always responding to these comments. So it's much appreciated, and thank you guys so much for the support. I don't really thank you guys enough, because it's a beautiful feeling, like, talking about my biggest passion, which is reading, and having people say, like, wow, that's a great point. Like, wow, that's really, it really warms my heart every time I see a great comment. But there's the hate comment. No, I'm just kidding. I don't get any hate comments, but thank you guys so much for making this far. I'm babbling at this point. I will catch you guys in the next one.